Whew, what a game. It felt like a tournament game for sure. Was that our first overtime game of the year? Yeah, first overtime game. Hats off to West Georgia. I just have a lot of respect for their coaching staff and their players and their veterans in particular, because they fought through adversity today too. But we put ourselves in a really good position today, and I have to be proud of that with our kids. As we prepared for this game, there was a point in practice yesterday where we kind of got into a lull with it, and it wasn't looking the way that I wanted to, and I thought we lacked some urgency, and I was starting to get mad, get my coaching voice on, and put the kids on the baseline, and I just stopped and paused, and I asked, like, who has participated in a Division I conference tournament? And I had 2 kids raise their hand on my whole team. And so, you know, in the land of transfers and teams being created out of nowhere, I really had to stop and just readjust my expectations for this. But I thought our players came in with as much fight as anybody will in this tournament, and I'm proud of that. But we shot below 50% in the paint. We missed 25 layups today. We had more free throw attempts. I thought, you know, our game plan to try and draw fouls on some of their key players early was really effective, but we missed 9 free throws. And ultimately, we gave up 5 3-pointers in the fourth quarter, which I thought was really the reason why it got pushed to overtime.
Coach, is building on a 10-point lead and kind of putting your foot on their throat, is that something that's part of the growing process, and that, you know, next year when they get in that kind of a position again, they may have more of a killer instinct?
I sure hope so.
Is this all part of the process?
It is. It is part of the process. And I mean, when I signed up for this process, I knew it was a 4-year process. People think it's sped up by the transfer portal, but that's not necessarily the case. I think, you know, if given these kids in this situation a year from now, it would look really different. But we haven't played with a 10-point fourth quarter lead very much, or second half lead, and so that was a learning experience for us. We've really got to do a better job. I will say we did not turn the ball over tonight as we have most of the season, and that's a lot of credit to this one right here. But we did a great job of handling the ball. We just needed to get stops. I thought we dropped in the fourth quarter. We just had some lazy switches, and we lacked urgency on their 3-point shooters. And in a conference tournament game, you can't lack that urgency for even a second.
Okay. And number 3 gave you some pretty good minutes. Did you absolutely need that from her tonight?
We did. We sure did. And she's a freshman, and she's got a lot to learn. She has, I think she's just scratching the surface, and she just, you know, comes out and messes around and has 10 points. And so when we can, you know, really develop her, and she's playing from a more experienced place, I think the sky is the limit for Soraya. But she played a great game tonight.
Alexa, does a game like this, and knowing that the effort you guys put in there, and knowing that, you know, it came down to a last possession game in regulation, do you think it's the players coming back? Do you think it'll motivate them even more?
I think it definitely will, including throughout the season. We had a turnaround game, honestly, after our first loss to West Georgia, and I think we started coming together, putting little pieces together. And every game, it's like we're right there and we're right there. And I think this one, ending our last game in overtime, going into next year, I think that'll be something to motivate us. Because
you told me one of their goals was to win a tournament game, and, you know, it came. I mean, you got the play you wanted, I think, down on the last play regulation. It looked like that's exactly what you wanted to get, with something on a low block and maybe get her on a foul line at the least. But, you know, what's going to be the goal next year? To go deeper?
Yeah. I mean, we always want to set high goals. I mean, we won't be content with going home tonight. We wanted to certainly stay at the tournament longer and make it to ViStar, but the girls really were determined to win one tournament game. I think looking at our league and looking around the league and just at all the great players who are seniors this year, who are graduating, that's not our roster. We don't have any seniors who gave us, you know, we didn't have any seniors on the floor today. So for us, I'm sure, you know, if I can get this group to return, and that's always the question in college basketball, is they'll continue to set, you know, even higher goals for themselves. But I really wanted this one for them. I've enjoyed coaching this group all year. It's a great group of young ladies, and I think they do a good job of just representing the university, and they're bought into, you know, what we're building, and this is certainly going to fuel us moving forward.
Alexa, this might be very premature to ask this question, but do you think that there will at least be a core group from this team coming back next year? Do you think that
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think this bunch wants to come back and play together
No, I definitely do.
at this university?
Like, we love each other, honestly, and I think after each game, like, we learned we need to go back and watch film. And after each game, I think we come back wanting it more, and all of us, like, communicate, and, like, we have love to want to win. We just have to figure out how to put those pieces together, and I think we all know that's going to come with time.